And I finally just gave up.
Yeah.
He couldn't pronounce my name, and he couldn't say.
The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Interstate Battery's Southern Indiana high school football starts now.
Things you can fix, you know.
Oh, yeah. See, you have that good.
Good evening, everyone, from Providence High School in Clarksville, Indiana. Welcome to another broadcast of Southern Indiana High School football on Glycod. Tonight, it's the Providence Pioneers against the North Harrison Cougars. Good to have you with us tonight. I'm Keith Elkins. Coach Jim Kazmarek is alongside. Jeff Cooper, our producer, and Evan Collins is our camera operator tonight. And Coach Kaz, we'll get into the details of these two teams here in just a few minutes on our pregame show. But in general, how would you see this game as far as an overview is concerned?
Well, basically, this is speed against strength. Providence has a great deal of speed, as you'll see tonight. They're quick on the edge. They're quick on the long passes. They run a multiple offense, but their key is they're quick. They're fast. They're quick. North Harrison is a strong running team, strong line, busted up in there. So it's going to really be two different styles facing each other, and that to me will make it interesting if North Harrison can control the ball and keep all that speed on the sideline or playing defense in this case.
Well, we're coming down to the end of the regular season. North Harrison comes in at 6-2, and Providence a perfect 8-0 as they get ready to take on the visiting North Harrison Cougars here tonight. We've got a beautiful night for football. Still bright, sunny skies at this early stage of the evening. It's mostly sunny, and we're going to have a temperature right around 75 degrees at kickoff tonight, so it should be a great evening for football here at Providence. Let's look at tonight's weather. Is presented by Mark Stevens with American Family Insurance, located in Jeff. Contact Mark at 812-283-8600 for your insurance needs. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. We've got a lot more to come on our pregame show, so stay with us. We'll be right back on Glycod.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voyner's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're upfront with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
At German American Bank, our communities matter. You can support your community school with a German American School Spirit check card. With each purchase you make, we will donate 2 cents to your participating school of choice. Filling up your tank, buying groceries? Simply use your check card to show your support. Stop in your local German American Bank office, open a checking account, and request your free School Spirit check card. Visit GermanAmerican.com for a list of participating schools. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah! 1 second.
I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You never know who you're going to run into at a Skyline. I moved to Cincinnati, and I was playing in bands. I met Michael, and we've been playing and writing music ever since. We live 300 feet from a skyline, and we go there constantly.
And I'm sure there have been multiple times where we've gone before a show and then after the show. Any time for us is skyline time.
It has a feeling kind of like those mom and pop diners, also like a deep charm for me.
It's just good hangs there at Skyline.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, with offices in Jeffersonville and Floyd Snobs. Allstate, you're in good hands.
Coach, we're late in the season. It hardly seems possible. We are very late in the regular season. In general terms, how would you assess your team at this point?
Well, at this point, we're beat up. Played 8 games, and we've got several starters that are injured, some guys that won't play tonight. Hoping to have them back by the sectional next week. We'll be at home against Scottsburg. We've had a rough week of preparation, and we're on fall break, and just a lot of distractions with that, and hopefully we put out a good performance tonight.
You have to get guys to step up, I guess.
That's
in that
right.
position.
Everybody, hey, we're not feeling sorry for ourselves. Everybody's in the same boat. It's week 9 for everybody, and nobody gets through it unscathed.
Your offense, a lot of it, you put a lot of yards from on the ground attack, and that seems to be a real strength with you this year. I would assume that means a good performance by the offensive line, a good consistent performance most of the time?
Right, yeah. We're historically, well, since I've been there the last 12 years, we're a ground and pound football team and try to control the clock and keep the ball away and those kinds of things. And we've done a good job this year. The Silver Creek game, the game we lost, we've went seasons without putting the ball on the ground and creating or getting the turnover through fumbling, and we had 3 of them in one game, and that's you're not going to win, and we didn't. And but we've done a pretty good job running the football. I don't know what our stats are, but yeah, we're a run-oriented football program.
Tell me about some players to watch now, people who maybe haven't seen your team before. Who should they be looking for?
22, he's a sophomore. Bryce Fessel, he leads us in rushing, and he's the second leading tackler. He's a heck of a football player. He's got really good balance. And then Will Leffler set our career tackle record last week. As far as in his career, he's got about 270 tackles, I believe, for his career. I'm not sure the number exactly, but those 2 are real fine high school players. I wish we had them every year. Will's a senior, so his opportunities are closing out here. So hopefully we can win some games in the tournament for him.
This is a Providence team that has a lot of ways to put points on the board, and they put a lot of points on the board.
They do.
What do you stress to your team concerning that?
Well, we've been over. They're the highest scoring team in Indiana high school football this year, regardless of class, and they're only giving up 8 points, and that's what we're stressing, is keeping the ball away from them and having long 10, 12, 15 play drives and eating the clock up and keeping their offense on the sideline and trying to we'll have some opportunities to make some plays defensively, and when we do, we gotta capitalize on those opportunities and get the ball.
You mentioned this being your 12th year. That's a good long tenure at a school. Do you continue to learn as a coach? Is there something new all the time?
There's something. It's never the same old thing, different day. It's always different. Week to week, year to year, you got to adjust on the fly to everything. Kids are different now than they were 3 years ago. you just got to go with it and do the best you can and stick to your fundamental program, and things normally work themselves out.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, and good luck tonight.
All right. Thank you.
We'll be right back on Glycon.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd's Knobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
Whether you're a new or long-time patient, you know that when you call Dr. Todd Carter, you'll be treated like family. For over 25 years, Dr. Carter's been providing quality dentistry for patients throughout southern Indiana, from regular dental exams and cleaning to restorative and cosmetic procedures. Let their dedicated and established team take care of your family today. Call Dr. Todd Carter at 812-944-5155 or visit drtoddcarter.com.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A community supporter of our local high school athletics, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. It's a level of care you won't find anywhere else. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com for more information. Priority Radiology, you have a choice. With a wide range of products including video surveillance, door access, fire alarm monitoring, or burglar alarms, Northside Security ensures top service at an affordable price. Their team will efficiently plan and install your system, then train you with 24-hour monitoring. For more, contact them at 812-282-3142 or get a quote online at northsidesecurity.com. Northside Security in Clarksville, where service and protection meet.
You're tuned in to Southern Indiana High School Football on Glycon.
Back at Providence High School, it's senior night here, so some of the senior pioneers and others associated with this football program are being recognized before we get to action tonight between Providence and North Harrison. Right now, let's take a look at the keys to the game. The keys to the game are presented by Northside Security in Clarksville, where service and protection meet. And Coach Kaz has the keys. Want to start with North Harrison?
Well, yeah, we'll start with North Harrison. Coach Williamson is always, he's talked on his portion that you had, a strong running team. They're averaging, they have a good offense. They're averaging 30.6 points a game and a very stout defense. They're only giving up a little less than 20 points a game. And in that figure, they gave up 40 against a really, really strong Brownstown Central team. And interestingly enough, they're actually a plus 10 in takeaways. Coach talked about one game they had a lot of fumbles, but they're still plus 10 in takeaways. That's good. So, again, the keys to the game for North Harrison, your strength is your running game. Use it. Use it, and use it again. Stay ahead of the change. Stay out of long yardage situations, which means a lot of times you're going to have to not have penalties. You can't have a 5-yard penalty that puts you in 1st and 15. I don't think they're built to do that, but they're built to get 2nd and 6, but not 1st and 15. So stay ahead of the chains. On defense, they need to set the edge. As you'll see, Providence has a great deal of speed to get outside, and the teams that and hardly anybody's been successful at this, but you have to set the edge. Your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, and your cornerbacks have to be spot on tonight, and they have to force Providence to do an inside running game, and that's not their strength. So that's going to be very, very important for North Harrison to do that. And if North Harrison is successful in running the ball and can force Providence to have their safeties creep up and start working into run support, that's going to allow them to have a little bit of a fake it in the line, stand up and do a little play action pass that could be wide open. So if they can establish a running game and get Providence to bring those safeties up, they have a chance to hit some big plays deep.
And for the undefeated Providence Pioneers, what do they need to do for another win tonight?
They need to do what they do. Don't change anything. Do what you do and keep doing it over and over again. Here's what I said. This is going to be silly. Win the toss, take the ball, and score. It kind of like a tennis match. Get up one set as fast as you can. And I'm serious about that. If I was Providence's coach, I would if I win the toss, I want the ball. And if North Harrison defers, I even got it better. So win the toss, score, get up as quick as you can. Get the Cougars out of their game plan and into long yardage situations. Coach McDonald talked about his defensive line reading their keys and don't get overpowered. Just read your keys and trust that your linebackers are going to make plays. So use their speed advantage to get outside. North Harrison has to keep that from happening. Providence has to make it happen. And they've been pretty successful at making it happen all year. Don't look ahead to the sectional. Providence is not in a conference. So they play a schedule. They play game after game after game, but they don't have a conference to look forward to. Their conference is basically starts next week when they start playing in the sectional. So don't look ahead to that. North Harrison's got a good team. They might be a little undermanned tonight, but they're a good team. Don't look ahead. You don't want to ruin a perfect season because you're looking ahead to next week.
All right, North Harrison and Providence, the keys to this matchup tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing them in action here in just a few minutes. This broadcast is authorized by Providence High School with production rights owned by Glycod Media. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation for all participating student-athletes, coaches, and game personnel. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back with more of our pregame show in just a moment here on Glycod.
Wide range of products including video surveillance, door access, fire alarm monitoring, or burglar alarms, Northside Security ensures top service at an affordable price. Their team will efficiently plan and install your system, then train you with 24-hour monitoring. For more, contact them at 812-282-3142 or get a quote online at northsidesecurity.com. Northside Security in Clarksville, where service and protection meet.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it's not right for teens. Paid for by Drug Free Communities and Our Place. Parents want to do what's best for their children. Teenagers love a party, and often alcohol is involved at those parties. While some people think that hosting those parties in their homes will keep their kids safe, it's wrong. And it's illegal to allow your teens and their friends to consume alcohol on your property. In fact, it's a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to underage drinking. Funding in part provided by the State of Indiana Division of Mental Health Services. For more information, go to ourplaceinc.org.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
When young people need a place to go and someone to help, there's always a safe place nearby. Clark County Youth Shelter and Family Services, a local nonprofit organization, designates businesses and organizations throughout Clark and Floyd counties as safe places, which offer immediate help and safety to area youth who are experiencing crises. For more information on these safe places and a list of locations, visit ccysfs.org. This is a message from the Clark County Youth Shelter.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
Where's Cobra Kai? What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Vaccines help fight infections. When your child gets vaccinated, their immune system will remember the vaccine and attack the germ if it ever invades their body. Physicians suggest following the recommended vaccination schedule to provide your child with the best protection against serious diseases. The Clark County Health Department reminds you to stay up to date on your vaccines. For more information, please visit clarkhealth.net. Clark County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect.
You're tuned in to Southern Indiana High School Football on Glycod.
We're scheduled to play against, and we do our best to compete. And hats off to other teams in the area. I think it's good that both us and Floyd are having successful seasons because it's better for Southern Indiana football as a whole.
Coach, here's a coach-to-coach question. Do you ever scout yourself?
We do, and we definitely have some formation tendencies. And I'll leave it at that. We have some formation tendencies that, because we know our system, we know we have those formations, and we'll break them on occasion, and we'll do some things during certain games that we're only lining up in that formation to put on film. So, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Coach, here's another coach-to-coach question. Summarize a week of practice. What does a head coach do? Get his team ready for Friday night, because most of the time people see Friday night and they think, well, that's pretty cool. They're ready to play on Friday night. They don't see what goes into that.
So I give my players the whole weekend off, but Saturday morning, if I didn't upload the film Friday night, I upload the film Saturday morning. Saturday is all film review, and with the advent of Huddle, we don't have to get together as a staff to watch film. So my whole staff watches film on Saturday. We come together on Sunday to talk about the previous Friday night's game and what changes we need to make, be it scheme or personnel or whatever. And then we look at the opponent ahead. And by the time we leave on Sunday, we have a pretty firm grasp of our offensive and defensive game plans. So our meetings are probably 2 or 3 hours long, and then we all go home and have dinner with our families. Monday, we bring the players in Monday afternoon. It's usually a light day as far as on the field preparation goes, but we'll lift and we'll watch film. We'll send the JVs off to their JV game. Tuesday and Wednesday are our big hit days where we're full gear and we go through a pretty rigorous practice both of those days. And all the while we're fine-tuning the game plan and as a coaching staff having conversations. What do you like play one? What do we not like? Based on our practice, what do we need to take out, add in, whatever. And then Thursday's a walkthrough day. Really, we should call it a run-through because I don't like the idea of ever walking. And then, Friday, there's a lot that goes into preparation for Friday on the business side of things, as far as transportation, meals, and different things of that nature. Thankfully here, I have a great crew of moms and dads and alumni that'll take care of a lot of that for me.
Takes a lot of pressure off the coach, because then all you have to do is coach. You don't have to worry about buses and meals.
Yeah, just coach football and make sure all the buses are scheduled. Make sure the meals are scheduled, and then, of course, I teach during the day, so that's another whole part of the job.
See, a lot of people don't realize that here in Southern Indiana, coaches are teaching. It's not your full-time job as a coach. Coach, another question for you. First game of the season when we had you, one of the things we talked about was with a thin squad, you can't afford injuries. You've managed to go through this whole year, best I can tell, without any major injuries. Wait a minute. Maybe I should not talk about this.
Maybe let's not talk
Okay,
about
we'll move on to the next question. We don't want to talk about injuries.
Yeah.
No, my question was going to be, what have you done in practice to make sure that you don't get those injuries in practice?
Yeah, we don't do live tackling in practice. We do everything to the thud. We're still in full gear. We're still going full speed, but everything's to the thud. But the weight room has had a lot to do with that. Our kids are strong. Our kids are more physically mature. I have noticed we had a lot more injuries when these kids were just sophomores. So now that they're stronger, more physically mature, faster, and they're doing a great job. The players are of taking care of their bodies, and our trainer Carly Mauman does a great job of getting these guys back on the field. Sometimes your trainer can be kind of detrimental to your program because they want to pull everybody off the field, but Carly's not like that. Carly will get their butts back on the field.
Coach, you're facing a team tonight, North Harrison, that has a very, very strong running attack and a really good offensive line. Not asking to give away any secrets, but how do you attack a team like that?
Well, from a defensive line perspective, we want to really do a good job of breaking down their blocks and recognizing what they're trying to do with the blocking scheme and basically read our keys and go. We want our linebackers, as soon as they see a gap open, to go. D-line, as soon as they, if you're reading the guard and the guard does this, make sure you do that. So we've really hit home this week on reading our guards and going.
Coach, interestingly enough, most fans should really spend some time with coaches because, again, it's not just line up and hit people. There is a lot of hard work and a lot of technique that's taught to the players.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and we put our players through a lot of we demand a lot of our players. And credit to my seniors. They've done a good job of being leaders this year.
German American Bank. Our communities matter. You can support your community school with a German American School Spirit check card. With each purchase you make, we will donate 2 cents to your participating school of choice. Filling up your tank, buying groceries? Simply use your check card to show your support. Stop in your local German American Bank office, open a checking account, and request your free School Spirit check card. Visit GermanAmerican.com for a list of participating schools. German American Bank. Member FDIC.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Glycon on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycon.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're tuned in to Southern Indiana High School football on Glycod.
German American Bank. Our communities matter. You can support your community school with a German American School Spirit check card. With each purchase you make, we will donate 2 cents to your participating school of choice. Filling up your tank, buying groceries? Simply use your check card to show your support. Stop in your local German American Bank office.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From Glycod, it's Interstate Batteries Southern Indiana High School football. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable since 1952. Tonight's game is brought to you by Jim Butner Auto Group, Southern Indiana's top choice for buying a pre-owned vehicle. Mack Construction, experience, reputation, solutions. Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. Clark County Health Department, prevent, promote, protect. Centra Credit Union, centered around you. State Farm Insurance Agent Theresa Lamb, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Priority Radiology in New Albany, you have a choice. And by German American Bank, Skyline Chili, Clark County Youth Services, Northside Security, and Call's Body Shop. Now to the field for all the action from Glycod on Interstate Batteries Southern Indiana High School football.
Just about set for football here at Providence High School. Glad you joined us on Glycod tonight. The Pioneers will kick it off. The visiting North Harrison Cougars set ready to receive this opening kickoff. Coach Kaz, their roster a little shorthanded tonight. I know as a coach you'd like to have everybody there, but they just don't tonight.
Well, you know, it is the next man up. You know, you practiced all year for an opportunity to play. This is the night you get that opportunity to play. The problem is when you're playing at a smaller school, one injury is actually 2 positions probably, because most of their players play both ways. So you don't lose one, you actually end up losing 2 players. Gabriel Bermudez kicking off for Providence.
And down it comes outside the 20-yard line, picked up there, and a short return, and the Cougars will start at about the 30-yard line. Owen Whitaker on the return for North Harrison, and that's the way we get started tonight.
And Eli Theobald on the tackle, and we'll say his name quite a bit tonight. You'll hear a lot of these players' names mentioned over and over again.
Providence 8-0 on the year, and North Harrison comes in at 6-2. They won their first 4. Of course, the Pioneers have won them all so far.
Starting a quarterback for North Harrison is a little bit of a change because of an injury.
Right.
And it's Grayson Clooney is going to be starting at quarterback. He's a sophomore. 6 foot 215. He's a big young man.
And he hands off and a breakaway run for North Harrison on this first play. It is Fessel, and he is going to be brought down deep in Providence territory near the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and the coach talked about Bryce Fessel. He's their leading rusher, 859 yards rushing. He said, and that was a good way for North Harrison to start. And we talked about their strong running game, and there it is right there.
You mentioned Clooney. Of course, David Langdon is the regular North Harrison quarterback. He is out of this game, and several of the regulars for North Harrison out of this ball game. So a lot of injuries here at this stage of the season, and it's something that Coach Williamson and the rest of the players are just going to have to deal with. And so far, they've looked like they're ready to step up tonight.
Yep. And Bryce Fessel's only a sophomore, so he's got a good future. Let's talk about their offensive line because that's their strength. Taylor receiver, 6'3", 220. Nevin Boland, 5'11", 190. Christian Lone, 6 foot 225 at center. Mario Menendez, 5'8", 215, a senior.
They are 1st and 10 from the 19. Clooney gives it to Fessel. He finds some room around the right side. Gets down inside the 15 and brought down there. He is tough to bring down.
Well, and 85, Finnegan did a really nice job of doing exactly what he was supposed to be doing. Is this he shut that corridor off. Fessel does a nice job of bouncing outside. Providence needed to have their outside linebacker, step up and scrape off behind Finnegan. And North Harrison had something they don't need to have tonight, and that's another injury.
So we have a break right now, and the teams come to the sidelines. We'll keep it right here.
Well, let me finish the rest of their offensive line. Then. Anthony Griswold, 5'7", 235. He's a junior. And then also North Harrison will be one of the few teams around anymore that plays a true tight end, and that's Eli Hernandez, 6'1", 210-pound sophomore. So they've got some strength and some size in their offensive line.
It'll be a second down play for the Cougars as they come back out on the field.
And I'll correct myself, number 53, Mario Mendoza.
Yeah, they defeated Clarksville last week 35-8. Got it going here early against Providence. Clooney turns and hands it off. And not much there this time as the Pioneers were waiting for him. Leffler on the carry.
Yeah, Leffler on the carry. Yeah, we got a flag against North Harrison. I thought their wide receiver moved before the snap, and indeed he did. The referee did see that. So instead of having 3rd and 3, now we have 2nd and 8. And now they're behind the chains.
And now they're at the 18-yard line in Providence territory. North Harrison, wouldn't they like to get on the board first tonight, playing a little short-handed and going against this unbeaten Providence team. Be a great lift for them to put the first score on the board, but just took a few steps back that time. Now here's Clooney. And under the center for the snap, and he's got it.
Oof.
Hands it off behind him, and again, nothing there in the middle of the line as Providence had several waiting for him.
Yeah, Luke Kruer and Wyatt Small. But right now, Keith, Providence has already started sneaking those safeties and corners up close to the line. Look for North Harrison to run a play-action pass. Now, because of who they have playing quarterback, and this is his first game at quarterback, how much time did he have to work on those kind of plays during this week of practice?
That was Colton McKinney on that last carry. So Clooney trying to handle the big assignment tonight. Grayson Clooney, 5'10", 135 pounds, and a sophomore. 3rd down play. Ahead they go, and this time a little bit longer gain as they hit into the middle. That was McKinney again.
And that was a nice little misdirection play. It gives them a 4th and 1.
So 4th down and 1 coming up for North Harrison.
Providence
resting right about on the 10-yard line.
You know, Providence had that play well defended, and I thought it was going to stop at the line of scrimmage. But the young man did a good job running the ball.
So Clooney brings him up. He's ready. Takes a look now out to the right and waits for the snap. He's got it. Going to try to take it himself. He is stacked up in there and may be short of the first down.
Well, it depends if the linesman marks it with his right foot or his left foot.
Very close. At first down, Providence. So they did hold. And so a good opportunity there for North Harrison, but they just weren't able to cash it in, and now Providence will get the ball for the first time.
And there's a situation we've talked about for several weeks now. I can't remember the last time I saw the referees bring the chains out to measure on short yardage situations. They just don't do it anymore. It's either you made it or you didn't make it and move on.
No measurement that time.
Nope. And that was awful close.
Here come the Pioneers. Lannon at quarterback.
Yep.
And now a breakaway toward the midfield field, and it may be a score for Providence. He's going to go all the way. That is Unruh. Cade Unruh has put the Pioneers on top, and they fooled everybody that time, and Unruh has gone all the way. About an 80-yard score.
So a little fake into the line and a little counter play with Unruh. And a young man has got speed and speed to burn. And I've said this before, speed kills, especially in high school. You can't simulate speed in practice.
And that time he showed him some speed, and that's one of the dangerous elements of this Providence offense. And now they've got 6 on the board, and Scott will attempt to make it 7, and he does. So Charlie Scott with the successful extra point, and the Pioneers with a quick lead of 7-0 with 8:06 to go here in the first quarter at Providence High School. We'll take a break. Be back with more football action on Glycod.
German American Bank. Our communities matter. You can support your community school with a German American School Spirit check card. With each purchase you make, we will donate 2 cents to your participating school of choice. Filling up your tank, buying groceries? Simply use your check card to show your support. Stop in your local German American Bank office, open a checking account, and request your free School Spirit check card. Visit GermanAmerican.com for a list of participating schools. German American Bank. Member FDIC.
You're tuned in to Southern Indiana High School football on Glycod.
Bermudez gets set to kick it off for Providence as the Cougars go back to receive this and try to get their second opportunity going, but really a tough exchange for North Harrison that time.
Boy,
a great play by Providence, and they're on top when it looked like North Harrison might take the lead.
Boy, that was a gut punch right there, and we're going to have to see if North Harrison can recover from that. That could really be.
Here's the kick, and taken at about the 10-yard line, looking for some room near the 20, and then finally brought down near the 25-yard line. I think that was Whitaker. Or no, make it for North Harrison. That was number 18, Grayson Clooney.
Yeah, Clooney, the quarterback.
Well, they need everybody to do a lot of different things when they got this many guys out, don't they?
That's right. And, I counted. I think they had 25 players suited up tonight.
Wow. There's no question about going both ways.
Nope,
you're down to 25.
Back in the day when I played in high school, you did play. I mean, it was no substitution; you just played the game.
They'll start from the 24. Let's see what Clooney and his teammates do this time as they try now to even this thing up. Here is the handoff. Not much there, right in the middle of the line. That is Whitaker. Whitaker with the carry, and very short gain. In fact, no gain, let's call it. Second and 10. Playing here in the first quarter. Glad you joined us on Glycod, and we've seen some speed from Providence, which has been a trademark for them all season long in this, what so far is an undefeated season for them. Clooney at the quarterback. He takes it, turns, hands to the first man through. That's Leffler, and Leffler is stopped right about the 25-yard line. Just not much there on the running game right now.
Inside that Providence inside line with Connor Sad and Zach Druin and Cooper Ross at middle linebacker is pretty stout. It's going to be real tough to run straight in the middle. Off tackle, run some counters.
They'll be facing a third down at about 9.
Yeah.
Ball right at the 25-yard line. North Harrison operating in its own territory, down 7-0 here in the early going.
Play action pass in these kinds of situations usually isn't effective because of the long yardage, and Providence is expecting pass. You see they have safety Brian Walls deep.
Looney with the pitch behind him, but that one stopped short as well, and just not much there as Cooper Ross was in on the stop for Providence along with some other teammates. But tough going for North Harrison right now.
That looked like Colton McKinney coming from his flanker spot to run a little toss power play over the left side. And again, Providence stuffed that. Griffin Tucker is a really, really good defensive lineman.
We see King back there. Deep in punt formation on 4th down. Good snap to him, and he gets it away.
Pretty good punt.
Going to bounce up near midfield and bounces back toward the North Harrison end and down in North Harrison territory at about the 48-yard line. Cooper Dunn corralled that football, and now excellent field position for Providence.
Well, hard hit, fast hitting Providence. We'll see how North Harrison responds to that gut punch on the first play.
Pioneers set to go. A couple of receivers out wide to the left. Lannon has it, hands off. Across the 45 to about the 43-yard line. Thomas Lynch, the ball carrier, 5'8", 155-pound senior. Had some room there. 6-yard pickup, 2nd and 4 now for Providence.
And that looked like there's so many different people on starting. That would look like Taylor, receiver, now playing defensive tackle and offensive tackle.
Pioneers with a 2nd down play. Lannon looks, flips it across the middle, got his man at the 40-yard line. That is Luke Crewer.
And Will Leffler, their outstanding middle linebacker, 89 tackles for the season, and he has a school record tackles in his career. Makes a nice play on Crewer.
Oh, it's a third down play, 3rd and short.
Yeah, puts Providence in a short yardage situation.
Out of the huddle they come, ball resting on the 40-yard line. Now they get set in that backfield. And the snap to Lannon. He's going to keep it. Comes around the left side and then out of bounds. Make it Preston Kemp, not Lannon.
So, Keith, the key block on that and was Cooper Ross. They snuck their middle linebacker in to be a wide receiver blocker, and all he did was block down inside because North Harrison didn't adjust to that formation.
Now Lannon back in there. Move to the right. Now he straightens up, flips it out to the left side. Got his man out there. Looks like Wall, and he's across the 25-yard line down to the 24.
Grayson Clooney, the starting quarterback, is also playing cornerback. He makes the tackle.
So a 2nd down and 3 play coming up for the Pioneers, trying to drive for what would be a 2nd touchdown in this first quarter.
Look for the Pioneers to come right.
Here's the handoff, and they do come to the right, down near the 20-yard line.
That was Colton McKinney on the tackle, coming in from his tackle spot. And you see we're saying the same names over and over because the numbers are down because of the injuries.
And that's something that really becomes a hill to climb in the second half, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
First down for the Pioneers.
Look for him to go left.
And it is. There is Lynch. It takes it around the left side and down to the 10-yard line. Make it Crewer, not Lynch, but Crewer, Luke Crewer on the carry. 6'1", 195 and a senior.
And again, another player that I don't have on my flip sheet makes the tackle. That was number 14, David Webster for North Harrison, playing safety.
A second down play coming up, about 3 to go for the Pioneers. Here's the snap, and this time they got him. That was Lynch that time.
Man, that was Leffler.
Yeah.
And I could see why he's one of the leading the leading tackler. Yeah, he came in there like a shot. And basically, I think what North Harrison's trying to do is keep Providence's offensive linemen off of those linebackers and let players like Leffler and Whitaker and Bryce Fessel make some plays.
Ball at about the 11-yard line on a 3rd and 3. Here is Lannon, heads left and has to scramble now, and not much there as he comes back toward the middle of the field and is brought down.
Peyton King makes a nice play and all of a sudden North Harrison's defense is got a little more stout here and held Providence. So it's 4th and 2.
4th down and 2 coming up for Providence. They're at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, look for Providence to come here wide right.
Lannon under center. Turns and hands it off. And straight ahead is Thomas Lynch. And he has got the first down.
And Colton McKinney does a nice job. He was blocked. He disengaged from his block, made a nice tackle. Unfortunately, it was a little bit too late. Providence gets their first down. This is an interesting drive for Providence because this is a time-consuming, grinded-out drive. So it shows that Providence has the ability to hit you fast and quick and grind the ball out if they need to.
We're nearing the 1-minute mark in the first quarter. 1st and goal from the 9. Lannon takes it, hands off to Crewer, who hits into the middle there and gets down close to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, Peyton King makes another initial hit from his defensive end spot.
Griswold in there as well for North Harrison, and so now the Pioneers have a second down play. Second down and goal from about the 5. Lannon ready. Takes it, turns, and pitches. Around the right side they go to the corner of the end zone. Did he get in? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Outstanding block, by the way, on that quick pitch play. Brian Wall.
Preston Kemp with the touchdown run.
And Brian Wall did a wonderful job. Remember, keys to the game for North Harrison was you have to set the edge. You can't let Providence get out wide. If they're going to beat you, they're going to have to beat you up the middle and grind it out. North Harrison didn't get that edge set there and allowed them to get outside.
This time a grinded out score after the big play the first time. There is Scott with Lannon holding. And the kick is away. A low one, but it's good. And so that's going to make it 14-0. Providence on top. Just under 23 seconds to go in the first quarter here from Providence High School. We'll be back with more football in just a moment on Glycod.
Is what excellence in construction looks like. It's a startup company that launched in 1980 under the leadership of a husband and wife team who had a vision for growing something great, the American dream. It's 2 sons who have worked hard and earned the opportunity to carry on the legacy from the ground up. It's nearly 300 employees with common culture and commitment to construction. Some of the region's most visible and ambitious projects with the same heart, passion, and drive. It's our experience, our innovation, our reputation, and core values that set us apart. Mack Construction. This is what excellence looks like.
You're tuned in to Southern Indiana High School football on Glycod.
Back at Providence High School, getting ready for the kickoff by the Pioneers. Bounce at about the 20-yard line and still bouncing, and now finally picked up by Clooney, and he's going to be corralled right there at about the 20.
Lincoln Kerr, Luke's brother, on the tackle on the kickoff.
So the Providence defense back out there now as clock is stopped with 16.6 to go in the first quarter. A 14-0 lead for the unbeaten Pioneers. Beautiful night for football tonight and a good crowd here on senior night at Providence. I'm Keith Elkins, Coach Jim Kazmarek alongside, and watching this North Harrison team try to battle against the odds. A strong opponent to begin with, and then they're shorthanded tonight. So let's see what they can do with this series.
Yeah, this is probably a very telling series, by the way, Keith.
Clooney under center in there at quarterback tonight, and McKinney is tossed down as he nears the 20-yard line.
You know, Keith, I would call that a whole wagon full of Pioneers just made that tackle.
There's a good quantity of Pioneers, that's for sure. Yeah. We have come to the end of the first quarter of play, and the homestanding Pioneers have the better of it. The score at the end of one is Providence 14 and North Harrison nothing. We'll be back with quarter number 2 coming up in just a moment on Glycod.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voyner's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're up front with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
You're tuned in to Southern Indiana High School football on Glycod.
Ready to resume action in the second quarter of play now. 14-0 Providence lead as North Harrison's offense comes out.
Yeah, North Harrison does a little bit of an unbalanced line right. Let's see if they run to that unbalanced side. They do.
Here is Clooney.
Good block.
Hands it off, and it looks like a loose ball in there. Scramble for it. Does Providence have it? They say they do, and there's the signal. They do have it.
Yeah, McKinney got, I think that was Cooper Ross that made the hit on McKinney, and that was a tough hit.
So that was the thing one of the things that North Harrison just couldn't afford to do tonight. You can't hand them any opportunities, can you?
No, you can't, and Coach Williamson said we don't fumble the ball,
right.
And there you go. And that's what happens when you've got people that are injured and you got people playing in positions that maybe they don't normally get to play.
Lannon ready and
pass.
Brewer right there next to him. He's looking. The left-hander fires toward the end zone. Got a man wide open. There's a touchdown. Luke Crewer on the reception, and Coach Kaz, that was no surprise to you, was it?
Not a bit. Providence, on their first play, they ran a little misdirection play. I don't think Coach expected it to go 80 yards, but, you draw up plays, and if everything goes right, they all break for touchdowns. The second series that Providence had the ball, they grind the ball out. Play after play, down the field, one pass play, hit off, tough, hard-nosed football. And I said, watch this next series. Next time Providence gets the ball, they're going to throw it deep.
And they score the touchdown on that pass to Crewer from Lannon. Charlie Scott's extra point is good. And now the Providence lead is 21-0 with just 13 seconds gone in this second quarter. We'll take a break and come right back in just a moment on Glycod.
Skyline for me is like my second home. So I started off at drive-thru, and then the next thing I know, I was serving full-time. My favorite regulars are always the ones with the kids. We're just laughing, talking, catching up on whatever's going on in our lives. Sometimes when I'm working the drive-thru, I'll hear a specific voice, and I know exactly who it is. When they pull around, I'm so excited to see them, and they're just as happy to see me. Skyline is more than just a restaurant to me. It's a fun place to work, and it's a fun place to eat.
You're tuned in to Southern Indiana High School football on Glycod.
Quick score for Providence after the turnover, Coach, and that's what turnovers can lead to.
Well,
sometimes.
And when I was coaching, we used to call that the sudden change. Is when a team would fumble and we'd recover it, I would always go for the long pass because the other team's defense comes out with their head down. Hey, we just got off the field.
Here's the kickoff, and that one sails toward the end zone.
So, you want to strike while the other team is down a little bit. So coming with a long pass after a turnover is a good plan. So and I think Providence, what we said, first play misdirection goes a long way. Second series, ground control all the way down the field. Third series, a long pass. Providence is wanting other teams that they're going to play in the sectionals and regionals and semi-states to look at our diversity. Look at what we can do. You have got to defend the entire field, the width of the field, the length of the field. You have to defend the inside. You have to defend the outside. And I hope you have enough players to be able to do all that because you can only play 11 at a time. Oh.
Here is Clooney, a handoff, and that one's going nowhere.
Griffin Tucker.
Whitaker, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Griffin Tucker again. Griffin Tucker is he was a transfer student, I think, from Oldham County, North Oldham, Jeff, if I'm not mistaken.
It was from the Kentucky side.
Yeah, and Griffin Tucker transferred from Oldham County, North Oldham, South Oldham, one of the Oldhams. Anyway, and it has been a wonderful addition to Providence's team. He's really shored up their offensive line and defensive line.
Here's the snap now, and the handoff, and again, stopped short. That is Whitaker again.
Yeah, and Luke Kruer on the tackle again.
So it'll be third down, and they're at about the 21-yard line, so not much doing on this drive so far for North Harrison.
I'm trying to think of the manufacturing process of interchangeable parts. What am I thinking of? Interchangeable parts.
What's the Japanese term is kenzai or something like that?
Right.
You run them in and run them out. And
Providence's team is interchangeable parts.
Yeah. Well, here's movement in the line this time.
Yeah. Zach Druin jumped a little bit anxious there. Puts North Harrison in a little better position. Now it's going to be 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4.
It's like about 3rd and 4.
So really, what I'm trying to get to is all those players from Providence. You're looking out there, Keith, and I know this is the first time you've seen them play. They all look the same. They're all the same size. Mm-hmm. They're all the same height. They're all the same weight. They just have different numbers on, and they are all interchangeable parts, so that if somebody went down, it would be just another player that parked taking his place.
Here's the snap, and again, they try to hit into that left side of the line, and there's just nothing there for them. They're battling, but just not much there, and Providence waiting for them again.
Yep. And as a coach, when I watch Providence's defense and I watch their techniques and I watch the things that these kids have been taught, and they've been taught over and over and over again in practice, and they just do things right.
So a punt coming, it appears, and Kemp is back near midfield.
I think the siren is new.
With Mock.
Is the siren new? Yeah, I haven't heard the siren out here yet.
Here's the snap and the kick, a good one. Going to drive him back over his head, chases it down back around the 20-yard line. Now looks for some running room. Makes a man miss and comes up the left side to the 30, 40, 45, and brought down at about the 47-yard line. Kemp, a good return.
Preston Kemp, Keith, was the quarterback last year because Carter Lannon had an arm injury, broke his wrist or an arm, and he was out for the rest of the season. So Preston Kemp, as a sophomore, stepped in. I think it was the third game of the season, took him all the way to sectional championship. Well, of course, Carter Lanham is okay now. He's been quarterback all year. And kind of like my philosophy is that you don't lose your job because you've been injured. You lose your job because somebody beat you out or you don't perform. Carter Lanham has performed so well that they had to find places for Preston Kemp to play. Punt returns, kick returns. They've played him at some wide receiver. He's run the ball a little bit. He gets some quarterback play periodically. So we have a flag. We have a
personal foul
on North Harrison.
North Harrison. Now they're going to step it off, yeah. Inside the 40. And about the 37-yard line. That's not a good sign because you got to keep your head when you're behind in a game like this.
You do.
So now first down in North Harrison territory at about the 37-yard line. Lannon points out to his right, got a man out there. Now takes the snap and hands it off. They come to the left side now, and that is Lynch this time, and got out toward the left side. Couldn't quite turn the corner. You know, you were talking about the similarity of the athletes, but also the execution is good. It seems like they can really handle it.
It is, and I think that's part of that interchangeable parts is this player executes it perfectly, but if you put another person in that spot who looks like him and plays like him, the only thing is different, he's got a different number, he executes just as well as the player that he came in for. And we have a player down for North Harrison. That's their quarterback. That's Clooney. And they don't need another quarterback down. He was like I think talking to Coach Williamson, he's like the last one.
Well, they are really having to make some moves to compete in this game and continue to battle hard, but it's certainly not going their way now. And with yet another injury, things just seem to take on another negative quality for North Harrison here, so we'll see what they do. But you ever get in a situation like that in your coaching career? You're down several players?
Oh, I have, and it's what you stress to the players is next man up. This is why you practice. You've been wanting to play. You're on the team to play. You don't like to sit the bench. You're on the team to play. This is why it's so important that you practice hard, you pay attention all the time, because football's a long season. Your chance is going to come. And when your chance comes, you better be ready for it. You better take a hold of it. And so that's what you have to preach to these players is it's the next man up. You've been waiting all year to get a chance to play. Now's your chance to go out there and perform.
Chance to do it in game action and in the final regular season game.
Right.
North Harrison coming in at 6-2 tonight, and Providence at 8-0. So this is a good North Harrison team. They're playing shorthanded tonight, of course, but they've had a good season and would like to get things back together before sectional play.
And Providence might have a little bit of revenge because North Harrison beat them last year, 21-14.
Second down from the 33-yard line. Around the left side and down close to the 20-yard line, maybe inside the 20.
That's Thomas Lynch.
Yeah.
Off tackle. And there's just some outstanding blocks. But North Harrison, a little tempo right now.
They're ready to go. They are set on the first down play. Hand off left side again.
Yeah, he's in. He's in.
At the 5 and down to the corner of the end zone and a touchdown.
Yeah, he's in. Wonderful. Again, little things that if you're not a coach, you might not see. Big number 65, Mark Millay, 6'5", 240, playing right tackle, was the lead blocker around that left side sweep.
Well, a touchdown on the play will put Providence up 27-0. And once again, Scott is out there to see if he can nail down another extra point. He's been excellent in that department. the kick is away. And it is good. And it is a 28-0 Providence lead with 8:19 to go in the second quarter. We'll take a break here and be right back on Glycod.
Tailgate or tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, they might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
You're tuned in to Southern Indiana High School football on Glycod.
$28-0 Providence, 8:19 to go second quarter. Thomas Lynch, the ball carrier on that last touchdown, and you mentioned the similarity with Kruer, but they do have a lot of interchangeable parts and some skilled players, well coached.
And I mean that in the most positive way when I talk about that, because that's part of their strength. Yeah, here's another thing you'll find tonight. Providence won't let up. When they're up 28-0, and they won't let up. Sometimes teams get up like this, and there's a letdown, and
here's the kick. Chance for return for North Harrison. Off to the left side and then pushed out of bounds. That'll be at about the 33-yard line.
Lucas Mock covering that kickoff. Uh-oh.
Well,
there we are.
Pioneers came into this game averaging 54 a game, and their opponents are averaging 8 points a game.
And I believe they're the highest scoring team in the state, no matter what class, from 6A, from Center Grove in 6A down to Providence in single A. They're the highest scoring team in the state, and they're second in margin of victory. I think they have a margin of victory of plus 46.
Now whistles blow before the play can be run, and we'll have to double check and see who's at quarterback for North Harrison. We saw Clooney leave the game. So you get a break in the action now, and we talked about the 54 points a game. They've certainly done nothing to lead us to believe that they're not capable of doing that again. So.
Right. And you know, a lot of their statistics, even their point total, everything is skewed. Because every game they've played this year, I think, except maybe one, has been a running clock in the second half. So they really don't have the unbelievable statistics that they might have if you didn't have a running clock.
Yeah, they have won by some lopsided scores this year, that's for sure. 56-6 over Indianapolis, Washington. 47-10 over Holy Cross of Louisville. 51-0 at Madison. 66-8 at Clarksville.
And let me tell you that Holy Cross is a very, very good football team. And they've played some really good teams over in Louisville and held their own. And they came in here and just Providence had too much speed for them. Let's see, playing quarterback.
It's Leffler, I believe. Let's see. Here's the snap and running play to the left side. Not much there.
Well, Coach Williamson told me that if he got down to another quarterback, he was going to be in the shotgun as one of his tailbacks was going to play quarterback, and they were just running wildcat plays right and left.
So they are really having to go
deep.
Let's say deep in the playbook now.
Yep. North Harrison does do something very interesting, and I may have commented on this in years past. You don't see other teams do it. They have a very interesting huddle concept. I don't know if you've noticed that. They huddle facing their bench.
Here's the snap. This time it goes to McKinney, and he starts around the left side, gets up to about the 40-yard line, and they are pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, they are. Well, that's gaining a little bit. So by doing that, look, they're lined up. They'll face the bench, and if a coach needs to signal something to his linemen, Now, don't make me look bad. Yeah, see how they're all so they can look. The linemen can look at the coaches on the field, on the sideline, if they need any kind of instructions or signals. So it's an interesting concept.
Different ways to communicate.
Yeah, right.
And that's certainly important, especially in a situation like this, to have the good communication. There's a third down play at the 39. There's a snap, and it's Whitaker who takes it. And he is stopped. Now it'll be a fourth down play.
Yes, it will. And that was Luke Kruger at his linebacker spot. And if you'll notice, they don't just tackle. They tackle. I mean, there's a difference. There's a difference in the way Providence players tackle.
Well, they certainly haven't missed any that I've recalled.
No, not tonight.
Yeah. All right, fourth down play.
Oh,
now we get a whistle.
Delay a game.
Go back 5
it would
more.
Have, even if they had snapped the ball in the proper time, they would have had a penalty for procedure because their motion man ran forward.
So now, with this situation, it looks like they'll kick it away. Two Pioneers back deep near the 40-yard line in their own territory. King ready to kick it away. And he gets it away. Taken by Kemp. He's up to the 45, 50, turns the corner. He's at the 40, the 30, the 25, down to the 20, makes the move and gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
How many ways can Providence hurt you?
Wow. Well, he made a lot of that one himself, didn't he, with those moves?
That was all Preston Kemp. They didn't set up a punt return. He just caught the ball and broke to the open field.
Now we're at 34-0, and Scott again back onto the field to try to the extra point. Perfect so far tonight. And he puts it through again, and we are at 35-0 with 5:19 to go in the second quarter. We'll take a break. Providence on top and rolling right now. We'll be right back on Glycon.
Tailgate or tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
You're tuned in to Southern Indiana High School football on Glycon.
Keith Elkins along with Coach Jim Kasmerick. Jeff Cooper, our producer. Evan Collins on camera tonight. And Coach Kaz, it just seems to snowball now against North Harrison.
It does. And you know, right now you can tell North Harrison's kids are pretty discouraged. I did notice they're starting the running clock now. And that could be because the coaches agreed to it.
Ball taken on the return and slips a man there at the 25, gets up to the 30, and then belted out of bounds. Wayne Scott on the return for North Harrison.
Yeah, Josh Wayne Scott, 5'10", 190-pound junior. A nice run on his part.
And he does some kicking for the North Harrison Cougars, but showed his running skills that time. A nice return, and as they continue to battle, and running clock here in the second quarter now with a 35-0 Providence lead.
Yeah, the only thing I can think, Keith, is that maybe both coaches agreed to have to start the running clock early.
As we mentioned, Several players out for North Harrison tonight, so they've got a real depth issue. Here's the snap. There's McKinney trying to get room around the left side, but dragged down in the backfield. Millay got him.
Yeah, Big Millay, he's a big old guy. He's the biggest on Providence team at 6'5" and 240, and a senior, and getting a little more playing time on defense as the season has gone on, playing a nice defensive tackle spot, which is pretty impressive that a defensive tackle made that play on an outside sweep.
A lot of mobility needed there, wasn't there? Second down play coming. Hand off again to the right side, and that's going to be McKinney. Short gain.
Tackled by number 21. That's Brennan Evans. I'm sorry.
Third down play.
That was Lincoln Kruger on the tackle, Luke's brother, 21.
Third down play, and about 3 or 4. Make it 14, should say. Scramble in that backfield, and again, nothing there.
And you know, I feel for North Harrison because of so many injuries, and they're trying to run plays, and there's confusion, and it's just going to be one of those nights where nothing is going to go right.
And you talked about the speed of the Providence team. It just makes it seem like you're going against 12 or 13 guys all the time, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yep, that's right. I don't think I'd punt it to Preston Kempf again.
They do go to the other side this time, and that one's going to bounce at the 45.
See, when things go bad, even the ball bounces the wrong way.
Yeah, and it did take a Providence bounce that time. Pioneers will have field position in North Harrison territory. All about the 44.
Let's see, I think Providence is going to grind it out now. Let's see if they don't just run the ball inside. Going to go right.
Here's the snap, and Kruger takes the handoff, finds some room around that right side, makes his move down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown, Providence.
Got a penalty. Hold on. Holding against Providence.
This one's going to come back. Yeah. Everybody was celebrating. It was a great run.
Yeah, it was. Great run. Good blocking. Maybe it's too good blocking.
So the hold call will bring it back. And the score will remain 35-0 as we near halftime here at Providence. Boy, just all kinds of speed on this Providence team. We've made note of it several times. We keep seeing it in different ways.
Yeah.
Now at the 40.
14 seconds left.
Lannon straightens up,
Brian
throws.
Wall.
Got his man, Brian Wall. Wall weaves his way down to about the 25, close to the 20-yard line. Clock stops briefly, and now it'll run on out, and we are at halftime. And the score at the break is Providence 35. And North Harrison nothing. And now the teams are, I think, leaving the field for halftime. Zeros on the clock. Yeah, we are at halftime. 35-0 the score. And it's all Providence so far. We'll be back and begin our halftime report in just a moment here on Glycon.
Vaccines help fight infections. When your child gets vaccinated, their immune system will remember the vaccine and attack the germ if it ever invades their body. Physicians suggest following the recommended vaccination schedule to provide your child with the best protection against serious diseases. The Clark County Health Department reminds you to stay up to date on your vaccines. For more information, please visit clarkhealth.net. Clark County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
Whether you're a new or long-time patient, you know that when you call Dr. Todd Carter, you'll be treated like family. For over 25 years, Dr. Carter's been providing quality dentistry for patients throughout Southern Indiana, from regular dental exams and cleaning to restorative and cosmetic procedures. Let their dedicated and established team take care of your family today. Call Dr. Todd Carter at 812-944-5155 or visit drtoddcarter.com.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it's not right for teens. Paid for by Drug Free Communities and Our Place. Parents want to do what's best for their children. Teenagers love a party, and often alcohol is involved at those parties. While some people think that hosting those parties in their homes will keep their kids safe, it's wrong. And it's illegal to allow your teens and their friends to consume alcohol on your property. In fact, it's a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to underage drinking. Funding in part provided by the State of Indiana Division of Mental Health Services. For more information, go to ourplaceinc.org.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union for banking and financial services that are centered around you. Visit Centra.org.
Keith Elkins along with Coach Jim Kasmerick back at Providence High School. It's all Pioneers so far, 35-0 at halftime. And, Coach, you've pointed out a number of times in the first half, speed, overall execution. Providence has just totally dominated, and North Harrison is playing with a shorthand tonight, and that certainly hurt them.
Well, we didn't know coming into this game that were going to be shorthanded with all the injuries. But the only chance they had was to control the line of scrimmage, run the ball, and they did that on the first series. They had a breakaway run. They were on a 3rd and 4th and short, and they didn't make that. But that was, to me, that showed, okay, we know what we need to do to win this game. Let's go out and execute. And they did it, except they gave up the ball on the 4th and 1, and then Providence hit them with that long play, and that just deflated. It was a gut punch. It was like, oh, jeez. And here we go, and from that point on, it was Katie bar the door. It was the floodgates open and points crazy and long runs. And so Providence got a good team. I mean, there's nothing you can it's obvious.
No question about it. They are a powerhouse, no doubt. You've been watching our scores of all the games going on around Southern Indiana, and glad to keep you up on those tonight. Scoreboard presented by Clark County Health Department. Are you up to date on your immunizations? For scheduling and more info, contact them at 812-282-7521. We'll continue with more of our halftime report in just a moment here on Glycod.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, they might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
Vaccines help fight infections. When your child gets vaccinated, their immune system will remember the vaccine and attack the germ if it ever invades their body. Physicians suggest following the recommended vaccination schedule to provide your child with the best protection against serious diseases. The Clark County Health Department reminds you to stay up to date on your vaccines. For more information, please visit clarkhealth.net. Clark County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect.
There's a genuine commitment to excellence at Mack Construction. Whether that's our designs, whether that's our value engineering, whether that's our quantity or quality of construction, our compliance, our administrative departments, we are committed to doing things with excellence. And that involves also our safety. I mean, our metrics are incredible, and our commitment, priority to safety. So if I was looking to come on to a company, I would want to know, are they committed to excellence? Are they committed to being best in class? And there's no question that happens here at Mack Construction. Something I would definitely say is you're never going to hear the words here at Mack, that's not my job. It just doesn't happen. Everybody jumps in, no matter what it is, to get the job done. And that's part of being the family. That's part of having each other's backs. I've seen our owners outside working on some maintenance issues of this building that normally would probably be outsourced. I've seen our HR director shoveling snow off the sidewalk and dealing with a plumbing issue. And those are just some of the examples that I would give you of people are never saying it's not my job. We're going to do whatever it takes to get it done. We are a family-ran, family-owned company. And that certainly started with Vic and Jeannie in 1980. And then, of course, as the company evolved, the second generation came along with Travis, Chad, and Maria, all part of and around the business as it evolved. And then, of course, today, Travis and Chad operating day-to-day, having control of the company. So it's a family-ran, family-owned business, but that's also our culture. We spend enough time at work. We spend a lot of hours at work. And you hope that you have camaraderie and that you have people around you that you really care about and want to work with. And we have that. We say the Mack family all the time, but it's real. We are a family. We have each other's backs. And I've seen in times of tragedy and I've seen in times of triumphs how we've all come around each other. And so it's very genuine and sincere when we say this is a family.
This Mack Minute on Glycod is brought to you by Mack Construction. Family owned with over 40 years experience in civil construction and streetscaping. Mack Construction. Experience, reputation, solutions.
We're back at halftime at Providence High School. Keith Elkins along with Coach Jim Kesmerick. And this game tonight has gotten a little bit out of hand with Providence leading 35-0. But, Coach, there's a lot of great football coming up in the sectionals just ahead.
Yeah, and in Indiana, it's different because there's no seeding, and everybody plays everybody to the first game. in the sectional. So you could have the teams with the two best records playing each other in the very first round of this section. It's a blind draw just like basketball. So I thought it'd be interesting just to talk a little bit about some of the teams that we've seen or in this area. So in Class A, Sectional 46, Milan is playing Cambridge City. We saw Milan out here a couple weeks ago. Very good football team, and I think maybe Milan and Providence may face each other again somewhere down the road. In Sectional 47, this is the number one team in Class A is Indianapolis Lutheran, a very powerhouse program in Indianapolis, and that was the team that knocked Providence out last year. And then in Sectional 48, Providence plays Eastern Green next Friday night at Eastern Green. In 2A, Triton Central plays at Clarksville, just right down a couple blocks away. In 3A, Sectional 32, Scottsburg is at North Harrison, the team we're watching tonight. Hopefully they'll recover from some of these injuries and be able to perform a little better.
Yeah, if they get a chance to heal a little bit, that might be a lot more competitive.
And then Charlestown is at Heritage Hills. The Heritage Hills is normally a 3A powerhouse in southern Indiana. In 4A, Sectional 23, Martinsville is at Silver Creek. I've got a history with Martinsville. I won't talk about it now. They're not my favorite team. And Sectional 24, Bedford North Lawrence plays Evansville Harrison at Evansville Harrison. Bedford North Lawrence has got a really nice football team. They've got a very, very good coach, and he's really kind of turned that program back to where it should be. In Sectional 5A, Sectional 15, Seymour is at Columbus East. And I think Jeff may have seen Seymour one time this year. Sectional 14, Castle is at New Albany, and Evansville North at Floyd Central. Coach Williamson was an assistant coach at Castle. My last game as a head coach, he was the defensive coach at Castle. And Castle won the state championship that year, and we had the lead on them. We scored. We were ahead 7-0, and my assistants were all really excited. We're going to win. I said, no, all we've done is make them mad. So don't get too excited. And then in 6A, Jeffersonville plays at Columbus North. Those are some sectionals in our area.
Yeah, it's going to be a very exciting tournament play, and we are getting ready for the second half here as it's a 35-0 score as Providence has gotten off to this big lead, and we'll see if things can become a little more competitive. The game is over. All right, well, I think that's an understanding just reached. We talked about the shorthandedness of the North Harrison team, and apparently I guess that's a coach's agreement kind of thing.
Well, I guess. I've never heard that before. I know Coach Williamson. I saw Coach Williamson, poor guy's had some health issues, and he's on a cane right now. He's had some really serious, I think he had some sepsis and really was in bad shape. I saw him walking down the sideline towards the Providence locker room. So I guess it's a coach's agreement that, hey, there's nothing to be gained by doing this anymore. You're ahead 35-0. Coach's agreement, let's just call it. But this is the first. I've never had this happen before.
Yeah, we see some North Harrison players returning to the field, and so I don't know if that's just to pick up some equipment or what. But
they're going to get their gear.
Yeah. So, well, that's a turn we did not expect here at the half.
No.
We were going to have a running clock, so we expected to have a brief second half.
And then they were going to go to 8-minute quarters.
Right.
A running clock with 8-minute quarters.
Well, obviously, I'm speculating here, of course, but I mean, this is not just the lopsidedness of the score. This is the shorthanded status of the North Harrison team, and they've tried to make the best of it and tried to continue to compete, but it's very, very tough against an outstanding team like Providence.
Right. And Providence, they've just come back out in the field to the cheers of their fans, which they deserve every bit of that adulation from the fans and adoration, They're a fine group of men, coached by a fine group of coaches, led by a wonderful head coach. And it's a great community. Providence High School and the Providence community, they do a wonderful job, and they should be very proud of not only their football team, but everything associated with this school.
And this is their first undefeated regular season in 50 years, going back to 1973.
Yep.
And so they are 9-0 this year, going undefeated since the first time since that 73 season when they went 10-0.
Yep.
They were coming off a 51-13 win last week, and now it's going to be 35-0 tonight with this game being shortened, and we have reached a final. So, Jeff, I guess we'll take a break and then start our post-game report, which we'd not expected to bring you quite this soon. But we will start that post-game report in just a moment, and we'll be right back on Glycon.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
When young people need a place to go and someone to help, there's always a safe place nearby. Clark County Youth Shelter and Family Services, a local nonprofit organization, designates businesses and organizations throughout Clark and Floyd counties as safe places, which offer immediate help and safety to area youth who are experiencing crises. For more information on these safe places and a list of locations, visit ccysfs.org. This is a message from the Clark County Youth Shelter.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voyner's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're upfront with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Family-owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
With a wide range of products including video surveillance, door access, fire alarm monitoring, or burglar alarms, Northside Security ensures top service at an affordable price. Their team will efficiently plan and install your system, then train you with 24-hour monitoring. For more, contact them at 812-282-3142 or get a quote online at northsidesecurity.com. Northside Security in Clarksville, where service and protection meet.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A community supporter of our local high school athletics, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. It's a level of care you won't find anywhere else. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com for more information. Priority Radiology, you have a choice.
You're tuned in to Southern Indiana High School football on Glycon.
Back at Providence High School, and we'll begin our wrap-up portion of tonight's broadcast. We'll tell you that this segment of tonight's game is presented by Priority Radiology, located at 807 Northgate Boulevard in New Albany. Priority Radiology. They'll get you back in the game. And Coach Kaz, you've seen a lot of different types of football games over the years, but any experiences come to mind now as we wrap this one up?
You know, I do. We have a minute here because the game's over. My first 2 years at New Albany, I was blessed with some very, very good football players, and we were a very good team. And we had only lost 3 games in 2 years. And those were kids who were sophomores and then juniors. Now this is their senior year, so they know what success is like. They've been on teams that were very, very successful. And we opened the season against Evansville Reitz, and we had beaten Evansville Reitz in our home opener the last 2 years. And Evansville Reitz is a very strong program, and at that time, New Albany and Evansville Reitz had a big rivalry. That's a game that had gone back into the early 1900s. So Evansville Reitz didn't like to lose to New Albany, didn't ever expect to lose to New Albany. And the score was 42-0 at halftime.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was before running clocks and mercy rules and everything else. So I went in the locker room, and, of course, the kids were, they're beside themselves. They've never had anything like this before. I calmly went in, told them, you guys just relax. We'll go back in the coach's office. We'll talk for a while. So I go in and lock the door in the coach's office, and the coaches are all looking at me like I've got some miracle thing I'm going to do. And we just sat there, and I drank a Coke, and we chit-chatted a little bit, and they're all waiting. Wait, come on, Coach. What do you – guys, it's 42-0. All we have to survive this. So I went back out in the locker room, and the players said, listen, guys, we're going to fix this. The coaches are going to fix this tonight. We're going to stay. We'll burn the midnight oil, but we will fix this. So when you come back in to practice on Monday, this is going to be fixed. And you can trust us that we'll get this fixed. So I said, but for right now, I've got to go back out on that field. They pay me. I've got to go back out there. My assistant coaches have to go back out on that field because we pay them. I would hope that 11 of you would come out and follow me, but I'll understand if you don't want to. And I walked out the door, and I thought to myself, oh, God, I hope at least 11 of them come out. Well, those kids came crashing through that door. They were so angry at me. They came crashing through that door, ran out in the field, couldn't wait to start the second half, and they played a daggone good second half in that game. I think we got beat like maybe 48-14, but it was completely different. Then we kept all the coaches in the locker room after the game, sent all the players home. I sat down with the coaches, okay, let's evaluate. What do we have? We've got a bunch of small little linemen who can't block, but I can teach them how to pass block. We got a quarterback who can't run the option, and that's what we used to do. We ran the triple option. We got a quarterback that I don't care how long I'm going to teach him. He ain't going to run the triple option, but he's got a nice arm, and he can pass the ball. And we got no running backs, but we got a bunch of receivers. Hey, here's a thought. Why don't we just start chucking the ball all over the field? So we went from a running triple option team on Friday night against Evansville Reitz to a throwing the ball 50 times a game the next Friday night, and we ended up 8-3 on the season.
Well, that's a great finish.
Yeah, but I'll never forget that. I just told those kids, hey, I've got to go back out there. They're paying me, and the kids all tell me now they're men, but they all say, Coach, what you told us at halftime, we were so angry at you. Oh, we just want to kill you.
Yeah, anytime you ask who's with me, you've got to have some little faith that somebody's going to be with you. Well, tonight, of course, that's a challenge that North Harrison will have to deal with after this defeat tonight, but they lose it 35-0 to a very powerful Providence team, and of course if they can get healthy, we've seen North Harrison have some success this year, so all is not lost for them, but they will need to get healthy and come close to some semblance of the team that they had earlier this year. We've got we hope a treat for you tonight in that we'll introduce our all-glycod team from Southern Indiana, and we will do that as we take our final break of the night and then come back and wrap up our post-game show with our all-glycod team coming up in just a moment here on Glycod.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A community supporter of our local high school athletics, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. It's a level of care you won't find anywhere else. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com for more information. Priority Radiology, you have a choice.
At German American Bank, our communities matter. You can support your community school with a German American School Spirit check card. With each purchase you make, we will donate 2 cents to your participating school of choice. Filling up your tank, buying groceries? Simply use your check card to show your support. Stop in your local German American Bank office, open a checking account, and request your free School Spirit check card. Visit GermanAmerican.com for a list of participating schools. German American Bank, member FDIC.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
Vaccines help fight infections. When your child gets vaccinated, their immune system will remember the vaccine and attack the germ if it ever invades their body. Physicians suggest following the recommended vaccination schedule to provide your child with the best protection against serious diseases. The Clark County Health Department reminds you to stay up to date on your vaccines. For more information, please visit clarkhealth.net. Clark County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, home of the best pre-owned car, truck, and SUV prices and selection in Southern Indiana. Jim Butner Auto, striving to keep you driving.
Back at Providence High School for one final time, and we want to introduce to you our all-Glycod team for Southern Indiana for this 2023 season. And we hope you enjoy it, and it's always a good discussion point to bring out some of these outstanding performances of these players this year. Coach, let's start with the offensive unit and quarterback Tristan Robertson of Floyd Central.
And Tristan has been a 3-year starter at Floyd Central and has had an outstanding senior year because he lasted the whole season. He's been injured in his previous 2 seasons, so he lasted the whole season. Well, Tristan, read some stats here: 1,640 total yards, 433 yards rushing. He's almost like a fullback playing quarterback when he runs the ball. 8 rushing touchdowns, 20 touchdown passes, 58% passing average, and a quarterback rating, a QBR of 125.5. Really has had an outstanding senior season for a team that was 7-1, and probably based on the score we heard earlier, will be 8-1 for the season. Christian Bernardi,
Floyd Central at running back.
Christian Bernardi at Floyd Central, again, a really hard-nosed player. Missed 1 game with an injury. 430 total yards, 130 yards a game average, 24 receptions, 15 touchdowns, and a grand total of 783 total yards. Christian Bernardi. And
also at running back, fellow we saw tonight, Luke Kruer of Providence.
What a hard-nosed runner, isn't he? Wow.
Oh,
I mean, he is a hard-nosed runner. Luke Kruer from Providence, again, a 3-year starter, as is Christian Bernardi. A 3-year starter for Luke Kruer, 711 total yards, 646 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns, and he averages 80 yards a game. And again, when you talk about Providence statistics, everything is skewed because, like tonight, they're not even playing in the second half, and almost every one of their games was a short game.
Trey Martin is our next choice.
The wide receiver from Charlestown. And, Trey Martin, 47.4 yards per game and 6 touchdowns. Charlestown has got a nice squad. Probably will go pretty far in the sectional. Trey Martin will be one of their leaders.
Isaac Kaiser, a wide receiver from Floyd Central.
Main target for Tristan Robinson, 105.6 yards receiving a game, 12 touchdowns, 845 total yards, and actually even has a rushing touchdown from his wide receiver spot.
Connor Sadd, another Providence Pioneer.
These are the offensive linemen, Keith, and it's really hard to come up with stats for them, except Connor Sadd is 5'10" and 200-pound senior. And he played center last year and plays on the offensive line this year.
And another Providence Pioneer on the offensive line, Zach Druin.
Zach Druin, you saw him tonight make some nice plays and some nice blocks. 5'10", 215-pound senior.
And let's go to the defensive unit now, and another Providence Pioneer, and Nolan Finnegan had a great season.
Seems like a lot of Pioneers on the squad, doesn't it? 6'2", 215-pound defensive end, does a wonderful job. I mean, we've seen how many nice plays did he make tonight.
And Isaac Hunt from Floyd Central also on the defensive line.
Yeah, Isaac Hunt is a big force in the middle of the defensive line at Floyd Central. He really is kind of the anchor of that whole defense. 6'2", 325 pounds. I'm glad I don't have to feed him.
325. There are some big people playing high school football.
There is. Isn't that amazing? When I go see these games and how big some of these young men are, it's amazing.
Cullen Garlock from Silver Creek at linebacker.
Yep, 3-year starter at Silver Creek. 9.2 tackles per game and a fumble recovery.
Sean McAfee joins him at linebacker. Sean McAfee from Charlestown.
Another 3-year starter, 8.1 tackles per game.
Andrew Gibson, a linebacker from Floyd Central.
Would you believe it if I said he was a 3-year starter for them?
I believe it.
4.0, four tackles a game and a fumble recovery. And by the way, all three of those linebackers are really, really good football players. They wouldn't be on this team if they weren't.
Another player we saw in action tonight, defensive back Brian Wall from Providence.
Brian Wall, 392 all-purpose yards, 6 touchdowns and interception. And his average is 49 yards per reception. And I have to say this about Brian, because this is not a statistic, but as a coach, when I watch him play free safety, he plays free safety better than any high school player I've ever seen, because he knows the angles. He knows how to come up and how to take the proper angles.
And a family name familiar to Providence fans, right? I think I heard you mention this on a previous broadcast. Eli Theobald, a defensive back from Providence, to round out our defensive unit.
Yes, so you got to have a Theobald on a Providence football team. Yeah, the defensive back, outstanding player. We saw him again tonight, makes some big plays. 17 yards per game as a receiver, 4 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovery. He had 2 interceptions in one game against Charlestown.
And that's our all-Glycod team. But now we have to name a player of the year. And again, we'll come back to this Providence roster and Cade Unruh.
And, you know, people probably wondering, where's Cade Unruh's name on this all-star team? Come on. Where's Cade? Cade Unruh actually is the player of the year. Cade Unruh, 40 yards per game rushing, 25.6 average receiving, 10 touchdowns, 5 receiving touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns. He's like the Energizer Bunny. When you watch him play, he never stops. His motor is running from the minute they come on the field for warm-ups until the game is over, and he doesn't walk off the field, he runs off the field. Cade Unruh truly would be a coach's dream. If you could dream up a perfect player to coach, Cade Unruh would be that player. Plays hard, plays fast, plays with desire. He's a smart player. You couldn't ask for more. That's why he is our player of the year for the Southern Indiana Glycod All-Star team.
All right, very good group, and headed by Cade Unruh, and combining speed and the great attitude that you mentioned, and Coach Jim Kazmarek with the analysis of our all-Glycod team for Southern Indiana for 2023. Well, that'll do it for us this evening, as we will tell you that there is some more football coming up on Glycod, as next week on Friday, October 20th, we'll have Bullitt East at Male. Joe Cox and Dion Reese on the call for that one. St. Xavier at PRP, John Baldridge and Antoine Wordlow. I'll be working with Rick Reams next week in Lexington for the GRC Frederick Douglass game, and Collins at South Oldham with Paul Najjar and Joey Hamilton. Those are your Glycod announcing teams, and some good football coming up next week, and of course well on into November and December as well. So we hope you'll stay with us and follow the games on Glycod. Also want to mention tomorrow at noon, it's the Bryan Station Frederick Douglass game. Chris LeBar and KJ Jones will have that one for you, a Saturday noon start for Bryan Station at Frederick Douglass. So we are through for tonight. We appreciate you joining us here on Glycod. It was all Pioneers tonight, as Providence defeats North Harrison by a score of 35-0 in a game that by mutual agreement was called at halftime here at Providence High School tonight. So for Coach Jim Kazmarek, and for our producer Jeff Cooper, and for our cameraman Evan Collins, I'm Keith Elkins. Thanks again for being with us on Glycod, and good night from Clarksville.
From Glycod, this has been Interstate Batteries Southern Indiana High School Football. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable since 1952. Tonight's game was brought to you by Jim Butner Auto Group, Southern Indiana's top choice for buying a pre-owned vehicle. Mack Construction, experience, reputation, solutions. Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. Clark County Health Department, prevent, promote, protect. Centra Credit Union, centered around you. State Farm Insurance Agent Theresa Lamb. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Priority Radiology in New Albany. You have a choice. By German American Bank, Skyline Chili, Clark County Youth Services, Northside Security, and Call's Body Shop.
Visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @GlyCod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from GlyCod.